What's good? Fucking. Alright. First of all, it is almost 90 minutes into Lazio versus Genoa. Lazio are my boys, and they're up 2-0. They're gonna win. Monza versus Venezia. I need Monza to win, or I need a draw. They're on draw no bet, and they're tied 2-2. To make me fucking nervous is that Monza got a red card at 80 minutes. Hold Venezia off for one more minute plus added time. One more minute plus added time. Monza needs to hold off Venezia. Now, Lazio is my team, so I have that game on instead of the one that could fuck one of my parlays up. But, watching Lazio win is come to be important. They're up 2-0 against Genoa. Bayern let you down for 2K? Dude, wait. Are you talking about in the was it the DFB Pokal or what? Did I profit on UFC yesterday? I did. Bro, you don't, not in the AM, bro. Like, you're never, like, like, I mean, you're preaching my demise. I mean, usually, so what, I mean, unless that's changed, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, Bayern, I mean, Harry Kane's just unreliable sometimes, dude. I mean, Bayern, what's good, bro? Um, so, yeah, hold on, just really quick. Yes, not in the AM, bro. Yes, I did profit yesterday. Like, I, I did, everyone who, watched the video that I made, after my prediction, and followed my, round robins, even with Orabai losing, should still have broken even. Plus, like, a little bit of profit relative to how much they bet. After Orabai lost, I did, and I said this, I went live during the fight. I said, like, okay, Orabai losing, took a significant, chunk out of, like, my potential wins. So, I went back and, like, but I told nobody else to do this. I mean, I may have, just talked about it afterwards because I didn't want anyone to copy what I was doing and potentially lose. But I sniped a bunch of other parlays for the rest of the card. Some including the main event, some not. I swept the rest of the card off the orb I lost except for the main event. So all of the parlays, so I actually did profit, you know, more than I would have had I just, not done shit after that loss. But regardless, I don't encourage anybody to, mid card go in and fucking try to, try to, like relay part, because then, then you're, sinking yourself in deeper. I mean, I kind of knew what I was doing, so. Anyway, dude, talking about Bayern, yeah, dude, I mean, I was, dude, did you say? Oh yeah. Oh, not Bayern. Wait. Are you saying you said Bayern Leverkusen? Are you talking about Bayer Leverkusen, or are you talking about Bayern? Because obviously those are two different teams. They're both usually towards the. I mean, well, Leverkusen won Bundesliga last season. Bayern's usually first or in the top three minimum. But ever watched Lucifer on Hulu? I have not, bro. I work for Netflix. I'm not allowed to watch. No, I'm joking. No, I haven't. Is it good, or are you gonna tell me I look like the dude or some shit? Do I mass debate men? What does that mean? Do I mass debate men? Mass debate? Is that a thing? How do you mass debate people? Is that like fucking? Is that some like what's his name? Ben Shapiro bullshit, where he just goes on stage and hostily fucking. Yo, yours a oh, masturbate, man. Matt, yeah, but he put it deep, bro. It doesn't hit the same. So I mass debate, man. It's like not fucking. Although that went right the fuck over my head, I have to admit. I mean, I'm not, let me not try to salvage anything in that. Good looks, dude. God, Albert Plus, you fucking, you kind of got me. I mean, yeah, I miss you too, person I've never met with a Japanese handle. Hey, what's up? Yeah, Matt, dude. See, once again, you don't even need the E in there, master. Just put it, just capitalize the B and then just ATO. You are we Todd. Yeah. I mean, what is Japanese accents, right? They make L's into R's, or is it the other way around? It's R's into L's. Crazy. And shit. Yo, you guys ever in that that dumbass shit in high school? Like, say what if you get like fucking point to your paper, the kid next to you. Yo, so what does it say what if you're gay? I go, what? Fucking. I mean, yeah. Who the fuck didn't enjoy that shit? I mean, except for the maybe closet gay kid back in what I'll call the day, I guess. Pen. Please come to India. Um, actually, I have mad friends from India. I actually might go to India in the next couple of years. Where should I? What city should I go to? I dropped my pocket. I'm just gonna dude. I'm just gonna read them straight. Like I'll give you that because you kind of got me with the first one. How do I think Taperia versus Poirier, bro? Taperia wins. Poirier. I don't think Poirier is standing up to Taperia against Islam. I'm sorry, Islam gets Islam was the one to break Volkanovski. Okay, not Ilya. Ilya took the belt off of him. Islam beats everybody except maybe Hamzat. Or not Hamzat, sorry. Islam beats everybody except maybe Shavkat. What games are soon? Well, Lazio just beat Genova. Monza tied Venezia, which is all I needed because I had that on draw no bet. And then in what time is it? 8:55. There's in 5 minutes actually. Um, See, they're already talking about relegation, but it's like it's like a third of the way into the season. Dude, British announcers are the fucking. I love. What am I on? Oh, like what drugs? Dude, what am I not on, bro? You're a gay boy and you love me. That's cool. I mean, I I hate to tell you, like your love is not returned in the same manner at least. But I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. One thing you learn, when you're a sophomore at NYU and you get a student loan terminated, and then you simultaneously get scouted by Ford Modeling Agency, so you spend 9 months modeling. One thing that experience teaches you is how to gracefully turn down sexual advances by gay guys. You know, it's like, if nothing else, I learned that shit. Fucking, oh, yo, so I have this video that I made. Where am I from? New York, bro. Like, born and raised in New York City. Grew up in the Bronx. Um, got the fuck out of the Bronx and went to NYU, which was just as bad from a different direction. Lived in Brooklyn and then moved out to LA. I mean, I lived in Italy for 4 years when I was a kid. Um, I've actually, for periods of time, I've lived in states for like periods of like 6 to 9 months, Texas and Arkansas and shit. I've traveled a lot actually. Two best boxers in the UFC. Topuria after yesterday, definitely. And fucking who's like I mean Strickland actually. Yeah, Strickland and Topuria. To be honest, I would say yeah, Sean Strickland and Ilya Topuria. Sean Strickland's movement. Like, I mean, Drake said it in the interview that MMA you did with him. that if you're fighting Sean Strickland, be prepared to hit air 90% of the time. No, I'm not Serbian, bro. I'm Sicilian, Italian, but Sicilian. I mean, if you like just below the surface of the culture of Italy, like being Sicilian specifically is a kind of its own thing. Here, yeah, on this one wall, the Sicilian Trinacria, bro. Although, one of my close like family friends is Serbian. Yugoslavian originally, but Yugoslavia ceased to exist a long time ago. So, um, you Serbian, bro? Cause I I like Serbians actually. Actually, I have one. There's one culture that I cannot stand, and that is Albanians. That's why I did place a lightning bet when Vinicius Oliveira debuted against that Albanian. Lightning bet for him to win by knockout, and I won a shitload of money because it was in the first round when it looked like he was about to get finished. And he came back in the second, and then he got the knockout with like 14 seconds left in the third round. It's quarterly on you. Don Corleone. Godfather is a great film, obviously. What's your question? Oh, yo, alright, before I forget, because, so I made this video last night, trying to address, some, what I see to be, like, some fucking, basically fraud among, like, MMA YouTubers. When it comes to, prediction videos, a lot, first of all, I mean, and not just the fact that, like, they're fucking reveal themselves to be casuals who have, like, found the fucking grift, you know, uh, doing MMA. Thank you. I look like shit right now, probably, but anyway, my point of the fucking video is basically, you know, well, actually, there's a few points, but my whole thing is that like, I mean, like I say, I don't encourage gambling. I really don't. But obviously, being a realist, people are gonna gamble. So like, my whole thing is, let me help people. So start by helping people not lose money, because as a semi-professional gambler, that really is like first order of business is take the house edge away, and then everything else is supplements on top of that. The thing is, take some money, Argenti for. Oh yeah, dude, I plan to. I mean, it's passive income, right? My parlay is already late. Now it's just like watch the shit unfold. So far, I'm good. Inter. Oh shit, yes, Inter versus Juventus. It's a bitter rivalry. If anyone who knows shit about Serie A. Have you ever been to another country? Yeah, dude. I just said my parents are Italian immigrants. I lived in Italy for 4 years as a kid. I've been all over Europe, to everywhere in Italy, Malta, Romania, France, where else? Switzerland. Been to, spent some time in St. Martin in the Caribbean, and obviously been to Mexico, and any other countries? I don't count Brazil or Germany because when I was fucking modeling in New York, and I was in two different campaigns, but Ford Modeling Agency won't let you leave the hotel compound. So I was in Berlin for 6 weeks, but like I basically wasn't because I was trapped in this hotel with other models. Basically just doing coke, eating kale, and fucking using the hotel gym. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I've been all over Europe. I lived in Italy for years. Um, is it expensive? I mean, San Francisco is the most expensive city in the U.S. New York, I mean, Manhattan, in New York City is ridiculously expensive. LA is, despite people bitching, it's so funny living in LA now, being from New York. The shit people bitch about here, homeless people and parking being impossible and traffic, it's all so much worse in New York City. New York City is also more expensive, and the crime rate's back like it was in the 70s since COVID. Yeah, New York City is a horrible place. Oh, bye. Thanks for telling me. How bad? Oh, dude, that fucking I mean, people like a face crank is something that I guess people just don't know about. Like, it's a particular type of submission. People are like, oh, well, why did he tap to his jaw? Like, no. So what Hamzat did was he said, first of all, Hamzat Kamayev is deceptively strong. He had, instead of having a rear naked choke, obviously, he forced his, because of the way he almost had Whitaker's back, right? He got his arm around there, and then he let go, and instead of propping himself up with his left hand, he stopped doing that with that grip around Whitaker's neck. So all of Hamzat's strength and body weight is being forced on the fucking chin and jaw of Whitaker. Okay, which literally, if you've ever had to like being in a rear naked choke, like having your throat, like, both carotid arteries squeezed, is not a fucking pleasant feeling. But like a face crank, like where you feel the bones in your face and jaw like literally being dislocated and broken. It's so much more fucking painful. Anyone's gonna tap to that 100 times out of 100 way faster than a fucking even a rear naked choke. And like let's not forget, like, anyone, like, and I said this in my prediction video, when I picked Hamza and everything. Hamza Kamayev, I've always said I believe to be as good as he and anyone else thinks he is. And I mean, like, how could he have proven it any better? Like, I mean, that was like that wasn't like some fucking can that he did that to. That was Robert fucking Whitaker, former UFC middleweight champion. Like, I just, I couldn't. I mean, I knew he would win, but I mean, that was I thought it was a 5 round fight. I thought Whitaker might gas out or get, hurt going into maybe like at the end of the second. Then it would be maybe a knockout, maybe a submission in the third. That was a brutal assault. Hamza just fucking he just went right in, and it was a Habib like domination. Hamza or Shavkat, who wins? See, Hamza or Khamzat Chimaev would have to go down a weight class. Um, and at 170, he's been, given a run for his money more. So I would say Shavkat. I mean, or well, it depends actually. I mean, the Shavkat fight, is it at 185 or 170? Because I mean, I don't know what Shavkat walks around at, but I doubt it. Looking at him, I doubt it's more than like 190, 195. I would say Shavkat though, because I mean they're both undefeated, bro. But Shavkat's all finishes. Like, that's on her. Shavkat's from another planet, you know. Shavkat's from. I mean, Chimaev's a fucking. He's an animal. I mean, Chimaev's like, he's been to the planet that Shavkat's from, you know. But Shavkat's like from there. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, so Jeff Neal is actually the only reason that Shavkat even knows that like a fight can go into a third round. Like, without the Jeff, and he still finished Jeff Neal, but if you don't remember, you didn't see that fight. With that, yeah, that fight's probably not gonna happen. I mean, because Shavkat's about to have first Shavkat is going to absolutely be welterweight champion by the end of the year. I'm sorry for Bilal. I mean, I really like Bilal. I think that anyone who would call him boring, like, it's like, you see him knock out Sean Brady, like his his and then, clearly, I mean, he'd just been drilling striking going into I mean, actually, even as early as the Sean Brady fight, but the Leon fight was fucking fantastic. I mean, but I I mean, Bilal's gonna. I mean, he's very good, but he's not. I mean, Shavkat Rakhmonov is in a league of his own, to be honest. And he's in a league of his own, I would say. But also, I will say right below that league is a very elite league that I now have no reason to. I have no reason, no question, that Ilya Taperia is. I mean, he belongs where he is. Because I mean, I my whole thing, before he fucking did the impossible and knocked out Max Holloway is oh, how much have I donated to Guru in total, bro? Okay, so I mean, I like probably I don't know, maybe I don't probably just under 10 grand total, which is, I mean, you have to understand, dude. That's, there's a UFC card every weekend with like a few exceptions, and every consistently I'm making like it scraps off the top of profit from UFC, and I mean, and he encouraged me to make a channel that's like around the corner from being monetized. I mean, it's like there's enough cake, you know what I mean? I mean, I do. I like, I make very good money these days, and I don't come from money. He doesn't either, and I mean, he basically did with his YouTube channel, like, yeah. No, yeah. Okay, yeah. You're just kidding. I actually did look, like, kind of recently, like a little bit under a month ago. I mean, a successful gambler. I mean, dude, I'm primarily in film. I also, I have like some real estate and stock shit on the side, and yeah, I would say I'm a semi-professional gambler. I mean, I am actually. I mean, because I mean, once you're making six figures, off of just that in a year, and you have to, file taxes on the shit. I mean, that would be source of income. There was a writer's strike, WGA strike, which in the film industry last year, which like I could have sat back and waited for it to play out, but I have what my friend calls an immigrant mentality about anytime there's like more money going out than coming in, it like, you know, I get paranoid about like all of a sudden I could be, broke again one day, immediately, and so I started upping my bets percentage wise last year, and so I made a fuckload actually, which is you know I see I really don't encourage gambling though, so it's like, I mean, just because growing up and still to this day I've known so many degenerate gambling addicts, and it's like, it's just most people really shouldn't gamble. I mean, although the thing is, like, it's hard to like police something like that unless you're close friends or whatever with somebody, because honestly, like, people that are because there are plenty of people that, like, they're when they gamble they lose, obviously, like, as 99.9% of people do. Hey, what's up? um but like, there's people that can, that don't have, like, the mania of addiction, where it's like, they hit an ATM that's not in the casino, they walk into a casino with however much in cash, they know to, to not to count that money, to just assume that money, or just count that money gone as soon as they walk in, and if they win, they win. Hey, they know when to stop. If they lose it all, they're out. And then there's gambling addicts, and gambling addicts get, gambling addicts will, there's two real, I mean, there's like, there's like gambling addicts that are functional, which, I mean, they become dysfunctional quickly enough. And then there's ones that are just like where it's taken over their lives. You're good, just gonna figure it. Uh, well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, gambling though is an umbrella term, because what are you talking about? Like at a double deck blackjack table, bro. I mean, that's my office, right? You know, like, I'm a decent poker player. I'll never play poker at a casino. You know, not, I mean, maybe, but not like for real, for real. Like, I'll sit at a double deck blackjack table and grind out. I mean, I paid my rent my first year in LA. With that, like, you know, but when it comes to sports betting, right? Um, it's a much different, like, even just like strategy, like in the way I bet, the how I bet on MMA is very unique and completely different from how I bet on soccer. Those are the only two sports I bet on. You just bet on UFC. Well, dude, I mean, like and subscribe, man. I mean, my method of betting, which is basically to remove the house edge right away using round robin parlays before anything else. Never make straight bets. Never bet over unders. In combat sports whatsoever, especially. I mean, UFC is MMA, obviously. So I mean, if you're betting on the UFC, honestly, dude, like you know, I mean, I like I always say, it's like I would encourage you to not gamble, but obviously you're going to anyway. So like, I'd prefer it if I'd like it if you didn't lose money because you're a human being. Um, so I would yeah. I mean, you know, like I mean it's in the videos. I mean I don't know if you've ever if like I don't know if you subscribe to my channel or have watched any of my videos, but after every prediction video of mine, I've uploaded a video breaking down my fundamental round robin parlay for it and giving my specific round. Not now. What I don't do is tell it's not like I'm gonna show every parlay that I'm making, but like those that have followed my first Rebecca fight was one of the best to see. That it was, dude. It really was. I think Orabai was robbed personally, but yeah, but I think Orabai was robbed. I think he won the first 2 rounds. I don't give a fuck how swollen his eye was. He won that first round. He made the third competitive, but he definitely lost. I think it was 29-28 for Orabai. Like, I mean, however, that fight was goddamn supernatural. The way that Orabai just, like, I mean, how do it was literally like watching like a fucking corpse come back to life and then like fucking and competitively like hold someone against the gate and just turn the round around. It was fucking. Mm. Yeah, it was supernatural, dude. Seriously, like borderline. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes when I was watching it. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. And when he and I was like, fuck, if he survives the third round, he fucking wins this fight. That's insane. I mean, I have no idea like why. I mean, actually I do. The fucking swollen ass eye. I mean, I was thinking they wouldn't even let the third round happen because his eye was more swollen at the end of the second. But I I was yeah, dude, I was really impressed. Yeah, the first fight, bro. See, the thing about the first fight, right? A lot of people seem to think it was a robbery. I get it because one judge, had it 30-27, and obviously Renat did not win all 3 rounds, and then the other 2 judges, each one gave a different round. You know, um, can I say Stockton 209? That's what's up. Whoa, Black Betty. The amount of blood coming out of Orobai's face and body, dude. Yeah. But yo, Ron, I'm just gonna call you Ron. About layout, dude. Like, that was a very bizarre. It was a hard to score, first round for sure. And second, to be honest, I think I can't fuck. I can't. I need to watch that fight back. I can't remember if I had Renat winning the first and second or the second and third, to be honest. Um, but I really I mean a robbery that was not. It was closer. It was close, and it was a lot closer than I fucking was comfortable with because Renat was on my secondary round robin. Um, that mod from G Stream. What the fuck is going on? Oh wait, when did this goddamn game start? These fucking guys. This is like the fucking Serie A soccer version of like when they have like Dominic Cruz, Anthony Smith, and like 2 other people. When Orobai was standing up while getting punched, it was like a horror. Bro, I know. I just said that. It was like fucking watching like the creature come back to life and like and then he basically turned the round around him. He was a little too late, but yeah. I mean I think he won the first two clearly. What about Guru? Oh yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Ron. Yo, so anyway, this video that I made that's gonna premiere in a little bit, let me like, let me know what you think about it. I made timestamps because I have a tendency to digress when I talk about shit, like long form. Um, you had a plus 100 with all the wait, with the over or under? What are you talking about? I thought it could be, or you lost. I mean, yeah, that's the argument, bro. But like, I mean, and I don't give a fuck how swollen his eye was, though. I mean, he outstruck the fuck out of Rebecca. He landed, and the thing about damage based scoring, I mean, yeah, his eye being fucked up was what it was. But and I've said this a lot of times. Like damage based scoring is, I mean, it's subjective and it's subjective. It's not subjective to the fighter, it's subjective to people watch it. It's like, oh shit, he just got hit in the face and his nose is bleeding. You know what? You know what's way worse if you're fighting, like getting kicked in the fucking liver, getting a calf kick without checking. If I wasn't allowed to check a calf kick and I just had to take a calf kick or get fucking a right straight to the face by most people, I'll take the right straight in the face. Like, yeah, I mean, but most people haven't ever done any kind of martial arts or competitive athletics whatsoever. It's just I mean the thing is like damage based scoring is some bullshit if you're it's not. I mean, to an extent, it's bullshit. See, that's the other thing is people just want things to be way more simple, than they are, and like rightfully so. It's the same thing with control time, right? Control time is bullshit when you got one guy holding the other guy up against the cage, you know. That now that being said, Mario Batista did beat Jose Aldo, like I picked him to. But and now I'm not a fan of that method of fighting more than anybody else. I think it's kind of light pack fucking bullshit. But at the same time, it's not bullshit though, because in that specific fight, he also outstruck Aldo in the third round, right? So it's like, how the fuck do you score the third round for Aldo? I mean, that being a split decision is even kind of bullshit. But anyway, control time, true control time, right? Like Chimaev had over Whitaker the entire fucking fight until you fucking submitted him with a face crank, right? Control time, when it is basically when, the person getting control time, right? Their opponent can do nothing but defend, right? That's control time because their opponent's controlling them to the point where all they can do is defend themselves. They can't formulate an attack. So, you know, would I implement open scoring? Open scoring and you gotta be more specific when you say open scoring. Like how do you mean exactly? Because I mean, people, there's a lot of flaws with the 10-8 system, bro. But it's like it's really the best, of the options. Honestly, um, I mean, and I mean, you got like. I mean, they say don't leave it up to the judges. Not everybody can finish everybody else. I think that honestly though, you know, oh, so you see judges' scorecards round by round. I mean the scorecards are visible very soon afterwards. I think that okay, so here let me well the I don't know if the fighter seeing the judges' scorecards is a little stupid. I mean, I don't think that's I think that's too. I mean, you don't interrupt somebody's fucking, you know, like I mean, because I mean, a lot of fighters like there's a lot of really good fighters where a lot of the time their strategy where they have to give up the first round just to feel their opponent out. I mean, so they know if they're. I mean that yeah, but that's. I mean that's. I mean it's. I would say. I would say I see. I wouldn't mind. See what I would like to see honestly is I would like the judges to be able to see if you ever like are on the ESPN app watching a UFC event, right? It's live updating, and what it's updating is strikes, control time, takedown, etc. I think the judges should be able to see that, so they can literally, so they can see the significant strike numbers. They can see, they can see takedowns landed versus attempted. I mean those numbers should be live and available to judges to reference. Now, I mean, do I think that like more significant strikes landed should necessitate that fighter wins the round? Not necessarily, but significant strikes versus strikes is, I mean, those two things are distinguished. The ESPN app actually does a great job of that, but the judges don't see that. And a lot of the time, judges see, and we've seen some corruption this year actually. It was UFC 302, three fights on that card. They all the righteous fucking winners of those fights that went to split decision because you had fucking just corruption up and down that card. There was three fights. It was the co-main event, Strickland versus Costa. There was a judge that was a split decision win for Strickland. Are you fucking kidding me? For 5 rounds, Strickland shoved him around the fucking ring and almost finished him in the fifth. One judge gave 4 rounds to Costa. Okay. Before that, Roman Kopylov versus Cesar Almeida. Kopylov, one judge scored it for Almeida when Kopylov was dominant throughout. And then I think the first fight on the card, Andre Lima versus Mitch Raposo. Lima pieced Mitch Raposo up. He got 2:30-27, and then one judge gave Mitch Raposo a 29-28. It was weird as fuck. Now like the one or two judges, whoever, they weren't able to sway things in the wrong direction, but and then also though they did fire that one judge on 305 Izzy versus Dragus card. It was Rosenstrike versus Tai Tuivasa. One fucking judge gave. Now that was a clear 30-27 for Rosenstrike, right? And two judges obviously scored it that way. Then one judge scored it the other way, 30-27 for Tuivasa, and he was fired at the end of the event because that was such just like a blatant act of corruption. But then you have a lot of these judges have been, they've been around, and they've been around since since before like professional MMA promotions were even a thing. Like Sal D'Amato's a fucking old timer. There's a few others. And there should be somebody who clips all the big moments in rounds. I mean, clipping all the big moments, quote unquote. I mean the whole idea is to have is to remove, first and foremost, to remove bias going in. If you have somebody who's clipping that shit live, who's to say, you're basically giving them the same job as the judges. I mean, the judge's job is to literally have their eyes glued to the fight and to remember the big moments, You like better if judges score 3 or 5 round as... Oh, yeah, well, so that's something that, that there's an argument for that. If somebody, if, like, for example, like, if a fighter is, is barely up, but, barely wins rounds 1 and 2, and then the other fighter fucking almost finishes him and dominates in the third round, that fighter still loses, in the 10-8 system, that's the fundamental issue with it. It's just, I think it's, that it actually is slightly better just in the sense that, you have less fuckery, than you would, like Pride did, because the thing with Pride is like, I mean, well, that, you just feel like I just forget the start of the round. I mean, yeah, yeah, but that's the problem. The end of the fight being judged more heavily. I mean, think about, what if, like, Bilal versus Leon. Leon ended that fight on top, with top control. Like, I mean, you can't, especially in a 5 round fight, you can't just, that's the thing. It's like, it's not, and just the human brain. I mean, especially watching a fight live, you're gonna remember the last thing you saw. So it's like, you know, somebody, you know, it's. That I agree with. 5 judges. That I definitely agree with, because, I mean, you know, it's that, well, see, what if you have, well, I mean, I guess it would have to be, I mean, yeah, you'd still have, yeah, you're right, because, I mean, you know, majority draws and everything like that, it would still work exactly the same, and you'd have more I mean, you could do that, there's enough, I mean, there are enough judges that are out there where you could just add 2 more. I mean, that, yeah, it would cost more money, but, you know, it would be, I mean, UFC has money to burn. Although, um, I don't know if that. I actually don't know if that would be a gaming commission thing. Like, I don't know if the UFC could do that. Like, yes, you get 3 idiots, but it's better than one. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. Yeah, well, Glory's a kickboxing promotion, dude. It's not an MMA promotion. Glory has 5 judges. I mean, it's different. It's a different sport, and it's not governed by the same athletic commission. Like an MMA promotion, it's a 3 judge system. One fight championship has, because one fight championship is unique in that they like on let's say you know, it's a 12 fight card. You know, you might have like 5 or 6 MMA fights, and then you'll have like 2 Muay Thai fights, a kickboxing fight, one 10-minute grappling fight. You know, and those fights are the jiu-jitsu one specifically. I think they have like a specific. I forget if they have like one. I don't think they have one judge actually. It might no actually it might be 3 judges for all those forms of fights. But Glory though is like, you know, it's a sanctioned kickboxing promotion specifically. So you know they you know there's a. And I mean, but you know, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not saying MMA couldn't take a page from that book and add 2 more judges. I think that's actually a good idea. I think close submission attempts that don't really cause a. Um, I mean, that's a good question about submission attempts. I think that, yeah, I mean, well, so a submission attempt that almost fucking submits somebody, like, you know, like, okay, so the Royval Tetsuro Taira fight, right? Both of them had, I think they only counted 1 submission attempt for Taira, which is kind of bullshit, and they counted 3 for Royval. Like, but regardless, like, you know, that starts with the argument about control time. Like, there is bullshit control time, which is like, you know, a lot of times somebody being held up against the cage, or like, you know, clinched or whatever, like, you know, somebody stalling for time. Then there's actual control time, which is legitimate, where like somebody's taking somebody's back, somebody's fucking, you know, somebody's you know, on the in top control or side control, you know, working their way into a submission attempt, and all their opponent can do is attempt to defend. Like, that's legitimate control time, right? So, you know, on from that end, I would say that, you know, that the submission attempt that comes out of that, you know, if it's really, you know, if it's one where it's like the person's really in trouble, you know, I mean, I would say that should be counted, but you know, that should definitely be given weight to. You know, I think that it should count like above all else. Like, you know, let's say for example, you know, you got a 5 minute round, and for 4 minutes, one fighter's like just piecing the other one up on the feet, out striking him, outworking him, and then with a minute left in the round, the guy that's getting pieced up takes the other guy down, and then, you know, like works his, you know, on the ground, he's dominant. He's got the dude's barely not tapping to like a rear naked choke, but the bell saves him. I don't think that should, you know, the other guy should, you know, win the round for that last minute, you know. Um, yeah, I think that, like, you know, Armin versus Oliveira. Oh, that dude, that fight. I think that was scored. I mean, I don't even get scoring it for Oliveira. I mean, he had the round he had, but I think Armin won that fight clearly. I mean, dude, like, see what the thing about see Charles Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is top shelf. His striking's very good. That's what makes Islam Makhachev like, I mean, I think pound for pound rankings are retarded, but like I think but like, Islam Makhachev, like, pound for pound, to use a stupid ass expression, is, currently, I mean, I say Shavkat Rakhmonov actually, but Islam is basically the greatest fighter, right now. I mean, because you have, I mean, you have, I mean, he put his fucking wrestling up against Oliveira's, like taking a fight to the ground against Charles Oliveira is a dangerous fucking game. I mean, you'll see that when with what he does to Chandler, coming up, I mean, Chandler. Well, I mean, I say that, but I mean, Chandler. I mean, Oliveira is the one that'll take it to the ground if it goes there. I mean, I think Chandler, by the way, he really fucked himself. He fucked himself just stall. I mean, he didn't stall himself. Like, I mean, he was waiting for the McGregor fight, and like he needed that. And like the way he saw it is like the McGregor fight. He beats Conor McGregor. That makes him, that puts him in, like title shot contention, right? The thing is, Conor McGregor is probably never gonna be back. I mean, yeah, I do remember that actually. I mean, yeah, dude. Occasionally, people have penetrated his guard. I mean, I mean, Charles Oliveira is not without his flaws, but I mean, he is. I mean, he belongs where he's ranked for sure. Um, you know, Wait, no, I'm not drunk, bro. Elbow. What about elbows, dude? Elbows. I mean, if anyone who's ever done Muay Thai knows that like a fucking Muay Thai elbow. I mean, it's like a right straight versus a Muay Thai elbow, like thrown, correctly and with enough power on it is a fucking is a much more deadly strike. Um, and it depends how you're throwing. A spinning back elbow can. Did I take something, bro? Yeah, dude. I took some money from you know, took some money for my trouble yesterday at UFC 308. Oh shit. When's my video premiere? I think at 9. Oh shit, I think in 10 minutes. Yo, yeah, this video I made last night, tell me what you guys think about it. Please. If you'll do me the courtesy of watching the whole thing. It's like a made video. I set it up with like a premiere and all that shit. It has to do with the fact that I think, I mean, I talk about a lot of shit, but I mean, my main point is that a lot of MMA YouTubers have revealed themselves to basically be like the modern day versions of like, the old fashioned guys that would show up, yo, send me $150. I got the best picture, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of them are frauds, basically, and they're exploiting their fans because there's people that watch their fucking prediction videos where all they do is talk about betting lines and who a good underdog pick is and all this bullshit, and they don't really know, they know fuck all about the actual sport. They're not even really fans of it. And and then a lot of the audience is gonna watch that, and they're gonna be like, oh well, the fucking weasel or whoever the fuck, Lucas Tracy, is picking this guy for these reasons, and so yeah, that's a safe bet, and you're gonna fucking lose money, and they encourage people to gamble. That's the thing. It's like I discourage people from gambling, and then I lay out and then obviously it's like people are gonna, I'm just gonna say like don't get. It's like it's like fucking abstinence-based sex ed, right? It's not gonna work. There's a Muay Thai fighter that had no lower arms used than none of his bonus. That's fucking interesting. Do you know his name, bro? If you find his name and type it in the chat, I'll look into that. Most effective elbows, yeah, bro. I mean, that's crazy. Dude, you know who revolutionized something? Boss Rudin, way back in the day. His palm strikes like this, cause he fought in some promotion where I think it was that you couldn't. I forget what it was. It may have been. I actually can't remember. It was judo or taekwondo or something. It wouldn't have been, well, if it was Taekwondo, it would have been 18. Yeah, but whatever the fuck it was, you couldn't punch people with a closed fist. So he decided he was gonna implement these palm strikes, and it actually revolutionized things a little bit. Yeah, and then he went on to co-found Karate Combat. I have a friend, my friend Nat. He's got a YouTube channel. Him and I fucking both were forced to be models back in the day in 2011. But he's actually from the UK, and he's a K1 kickboxer. He's gonna be in the last Karate Combat of this year. Yeah, yeah. Tony in Prime, Tony Ferguson in Prime. You mean with palm strikes? What the fuck is going on with this? When is Hellbows? Yeah, bro. I think it was Jake Peacock. I remember they made Tony. Yeah, Tony who? Tony Ferguson? Who are you fucking talking about? Jake Peacock. Right? Are you fucking making this up, bro? It almost sounds good. Oh no, Jake the One Peacock. Oh yeah, he fought in one championship. That's already adds some legitimacy to it. Yeah, dude. Holy shit, yo, look at this dude. That's actually here. Is there like a mid-fight picture? Can we see him stabbing with the fucking? That's crazy, bro. Look at that. That's that's like a club on there. How does this dude work out this arm to where his biceps and is that shredded? I mean, that's insane. He must I don't even know how he would exercise that. I mean, just the whole right side of his body, is evenly shredded. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, look at that picture of him with like the glove up to the. Yo, good looks on telling me about that. I gotta watch some of this dude's fights. Is he let's see. Where's his has he got a topology? I mean, of course he does, but he's got here, yeah. Oh, they're talking about Gianluigi Buffon, the best. Was the best goalie in the world. Oh, bro, this dude's Canadian and he's 0-1 as a professional. Yeah, I mean, this is so disappointing. Wait, hold on. Is this what the fuck? Oh, cause he's 0-1 in MMA, but no, yeah, in pure Muay Thai fights, you're right. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, the Muay Thai fighter. He's this guy, professional Muay Thai fighter. Yeah. So he's got he so he fought he debuted in MMA. And lost. There's a corner stoppage at the end of the first round, but so he's 0-1 in MMA. But then looks like in Muay Thai, he third round knockout, elbow and punches, fifth round knockout. He won a fucking belt. He won a belt in fucking in what is it, lion fight. So kind of an obscure American Muay Thai promotion. Hey, good morning, Birdie. The body is weird. If you just did curls with one arm for a year, your other arm would gain some size too. I mean, yeah, you're right about that, dude. But the thing is, other than his right biceps and triceps were slightly less shredded and big than his other arm, but his right his right chest and his abs were complete. That's very. It's I mean, dude, if you ever try to work out with an injury, or just. I mean, it's a lot of the time it's hard not to if your dominant side, if you're right or left handed, it's hard to because when you're working out, right, especially if you're really if you're lifting heavy weights, you need to feel like your body is one organism. Most people walk through life with the dominant side of their brain just like autopiloting them through, and a lot of people can get. When I was 19, actually, I got what they call a sports hernia. Because it happens to athletes. It's a hernia on like the V of your lower stomach muscles, it's like in there. And it was because I was doing so they call it a Roman chair. It's a machine, or it's not even a machine. It's basically a stationary thing, but you get up on it and you basically do like leg lifts and leg raises and knee raises for your lower abs. And I was fucking hitting that shit hard, and a lot of, and you gotta be careful with ab workouts, doing ab workouts to failure. That's a good point about the prosthetic for working out. He's got to have something for that because just like the absence of a fucking forearm on one side would make it very difficult to evenly exercise the rest of his body. Yeah, one arm dumbbell rows are kind of retarded, dude. Like I'll be honest with you. Same. I mean, you know, I had a friend by the what nobody should ever do is fucking CrossFit. So this guy I worked with, he was a writer, right? He wasn't like obese, but he was like doughy and out of shape and everything. Nice guy and everything. He had this long term girlfriend. They lived together, right? So he was always get home from work at the same time type of guy, right? Um, one time he gets home early and he's got like I think it's Valentine's Day. He had flowers for her. Gets home early. She knows when he always gets home. He never deviates from that. He walks in on her getting fucking just gorilla fucked by the fucking neighbor, and then instead of being like, oh, it was her saying it like, oh, it's not what it looks like or whatever, like he's like, what the fuck, and she's like, well, maybe if you weren't such a fat piece of shit, can you imagine like you catch your girl cheating on you and she just instead of like trying to make excuses, she just fucking comes at you for it. So anyway, so that happened to him, right? And he took it really hard and everything. He took some time off work. Then he then but then and then he comes back in like 2 3 weeks later, and he's already looking like more fit, and he's like got this like kind of glow around him, and people, it's like, yo, Pete, we're like, what do you look good, like what? He's like, yeah, dude, I've been doing CrossFit. It's really, it's got me feeling good. So like, and he started to look better and better. Then all out of nowhere, no one heard anything. Dude's gone. Like he's no call, no show. 2 3 weeks go by. Just what the fuck? Where's Pete? He's not answering shit, right? Turns out what happened is that he basically got put in the hospital because and then he went on this campaign afterwards exposing CrossFit for the fucking cult that it is, because basically things like not allowing you to leave till the last person finishes, and if you can't finish, like they give you like a punishment, which is basically like home workouts, to failure. And he had been doing inclined sit-ups, right? And he snapped like a tendon in his lower stomach where he couldn't stand up straight without being in agony, and he couldn't piss correctly, and it put him right in the fucking hospital, and it almost fucked his life up. He needed like serious emergency surgery. um but my video that I made is about to premiere, so I'm gonna go for right now. Thanks for fucking, thanks for, you know, like, just hopping on my live stream and shit. And, let me know what you think of the video, seriously. Because, I mean, I think that, points I make are real, and, and also, like, and yeah, I lay into a couple of people and all that, but, like, like, I'm, I'm being as honest and straight from the hip as possible in it, so, hope you guys enjoy. Peace.